Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thanks all of you for being here and for your service. Ms. Pierce, thank you, first of all, for your service. My condolences on the loss of your mother. She sounded like she was remarkable.
Thank you, Senator, very much.
Thanks for taking the time to visit with me previously to this hearing as well. I thought that they were productive, and hopefully they will have been. And we talked about, for those that don't know, we talked about the Dakota Access Pipeline protests and the role that the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers played in facilitating a lot of illegal activity, and followed by a resistance to be helpful in any way in terms of cost of cleanup, cost of enforcement, policing, end up costing the state of North Dakota $38 million to hire police officers from around the country to come in and defend not only legal commerce, but defend other police officers and police officers' families, and that's, like I said, clean up an environmental disaster on the shores of the Missouri River when it was all done. That said, first, to be clear, prior to me bringing this issue to your attention, did you ever work on the case or advise the Department of Justice on it within your current role in the Army?
No, Senator.
That is good for you, because I can guarantee you if you had, or anyone else that had never come before this committee who has their fingerprints on that, would not get my support. Last time we spoke, you said that you had been briefed on the details of the case, and that you mentioned certain shortcomings, I think was your word, in how it had been handled. And we particularly focused on the fact that through the Federal Tort Claims Act, which North Dakota has filed a claim, as you know, sets aside this 6-month period for discussion, for negotiating, and other than acknowledging North Dakota's lawsuit and a request for discussions, no such effort has been made by the federal government. In fact, the Army ignored it, as has the Department of Justice. Can you explain what the faults were that you see as you were briefed, that you referenced?
Yes, Senator. So first and foremost, let me be clear regarding my views on collaboration, not only with the committee, but with local stakeholders, members of our communities, ranchers, citizens, workers on the pipeline themselves. I'm very concerned about their health, their welfare, and their safety. It is my understanding, after thoroughly reviewing all of the pleadings, that there were absolutely missed opportunities to reach perhaps a settlement. As you are well aware, based on the fact that this case is in litigation, the decision moving forward is out of my hands. I will assure you, however, that I am committed to addressing any concerns that I have moving forward if at some point in the future I have an opportunity to weigh in and share my views.
Okay, I'm quickly running out of time, so thank you for that. I'm going to give you an opportunity to be more specific. But first of all, I want to ask you this question. I'm looking at the welcome page in on the website of the Office of the General Counsel's homepage, and it says this, line 1, the General Counsel is the chief lawyer of the Army, ultimately responsible for determining the Army's position on any legal question. Do you agree that that's your job?
That's correct, Senator.
Okay. Moving forward in opportunities, I want to see if we can get you one. As I said, the Corps' response to the suit was to seek to dismiss it. And then the Department of Justice sought to not have to have a hearing, and God forbid they should have to come to North Dakota and have the inconvenience of a layover in Minneapolis. I'm not sure they get out of their house anymore, to be honest with you. We're still free out in North Dakota. The judge made sure they had to come there. They did. Now, the judge will make this determination on merit. If the state's case is able to proceed, will you commit to a meeting with the Attorney General of North Dakota, Wayne Stenjum, as the chief lawyer, ultimately responsible for the Army's position? Will you commit to meeting with Attorney General Stenjum to discuss a potential resolution?
Absolutely, Senator.
Will you instruct the counsel at the Department of Justice to explore all reasonable means to resolve the case?
I will convey my concerns that I have expressed to you privately and publicly, and I will ensure that my views are not just communicated verbally, but in writing.
That would be great. I'll just wrap up, Mr. Chairman, by saying we're having a hearing on somebody who wants to be the chief counsel. I appreciate that. It sounds like it's a really important position when they are ultimately responsible for determining the Army's position, and yet we have this bank of lawyers over at the Department of Justice who have zero regard for states' rights, zero regard for federalism. It is an agency that's barely gotten better, and certainly not below the level of Attorney General near as I can say as it comes to respect for states. So I'm grateful to have somebody seeking this job that's willing to state their position, but I also want you to be ultimately responsible. With that, I yield. Thank you.